So this is Faded by Alan Walker. Got two hands going on here. I'll show you each of the hands separately and then a little bit about how we put them together. So we've got two sections. We've got the introduction and the verse. So we'll start with the right hand, and we're going to be playing mostly black keys, occasional white key, but mostly the black ones. And I'm going to refer to them by the name flat. Flat means it's to the left of the letter name. So our first note, for example, this one, the one that's on the left side of the group of three, we're calling that G flat. Now you might choose to just play this using one single finger. That's really fine if that's the way you want to play. If you want to do it the more professional way, I will show you which fingers to use in a moment. But let's just go through the notes. So it starts with G flat played 3 times, and then we move to B flat. That's on the right of the group of 3. We play that once. So it's 3, and then 1, and then continuing to move right all the way up to E flat. That's the black key on the right of the set of 2. Play that 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and then you move back to the left to this note which you play once. This is D flat. So we've got G flat 3 times, B flat, E flat 3 times, D flat. We return to B flat, this one here, the one on the right of the group of 3. We play this 4 times. Then we drop down to the only white key we're using in this section of the music, which is F. So F is there. It's the white key immediately to the left of the group of 3 black keys. And we play that 3 times. And we finish with this note, E flat, one on the right of the set of 2 down here. This is my middle C, so the whole piece is located just above middle C, going all the way up to high E flat here. So I'll go through that again. This time I'll use the proper fingers. So I'm going to start with my thumb on G flat, my finger 2 on B flat, and 5 up on E flat. That's my starting position, like this. Then finger 4 plays D flat, 2 has already played B flat, it stays there 4 times. I'm going to drop my thumb. It started here in G flat, it just very comfortably drops down to the white key F 3 times, and then I'm going to cross over the top with my finger 2 to finish the sequence, which means I'm now in place to play the verse. So we start with G flat again. I'm using finger 3 and my thumb is on E flat, and so the pattern goes G flat twice, and then we go down, up, down, and then 1, 2, 3 in a row. The 3 black keys, G flat, A flat, B flat, all in a row. Then we've got 2 more G flats, and I'm going to expand my hand so my thumb drops down to D flat, and then 2 B flats with finger 5. Let's do that from the start of the verse. Then we got 1, 2, 3 G flats, a single F with finger 2, and then that's G flat, F, E flat, G flat, fingers 3, 2, 1, 3. What happens next? It's a repeat of the opening phrase, and this time you move your hand along so your thumb takes over on the G flat. Finger 5 moves up to D flat here, on the left of the set of 2. Finger 3 plays B flat, and we finish. That's 2 more G flats with your thumb, a single A flat with finger 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 on B flat with finger 3. Let's do the whole of that verse section. So let's now look at the left hand. Now the left hand plays a total of 4 different notes, and each of those notes you press it and hold it for a count of 4 beats. So in the introduction we'll be playing 4 notes on the right hand for every 1 note we play on the left hand. So here are the 4 notes. We've got our fingers 2 and 3 on the 2 black keys, E flat, D flat, respectively. I'm putting finger 4 down on this note B. B is the white key to the right of the set of 3 there. You might not be able to see that, but that's where the lowest set of 3 black keys on my keyboard. You might choose finger 5 instead if it's more comfortable, that's fine. Finger 4 or 5 is okay. And your thumb is going to be up here on this G flat. So if you find that your hand is a bit twisted sideways, what you can do is just push forward a little bit. You can play these keys all the way up to there. You want your hand to be facing straight forward. You want your fingers, as much as they can be, to be pointing straight up the keys, not off to the side. That can be a little uncomfortable apart from anything else. You want your hand to look a bit more like that. So 4 notes we play, starting with finger 2, we play E flat, count 4 beats, down to the white key B, up to your thumb on G flat, and the final one is finger 3 on D flat. First one, second one, thumb for the third one, finger 3 for the final one. So in terms of the introduction, you might have noticed that the right hand part, you have groups of 3, 1, and then you've got a single time when you play 4 beats. So counting 4 is quite straightforward, and we start at the same time. So both hands play the first note at the same time, like this. So the left hand's going to press and hold, the right hand's going to repeat, like this. 1, 2, 3, and then 1. And then as I go to the top note with my right hand, I go to the lowest note with my left hand at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 1. And then when I reach up with my thumb to G flat here, I've got 4 times B flat with my right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we finish right thumb, left finger 3. 1, 2, 3, 1. So when it comes to playing the verse, I'll just play it for you. I won't go into the details of how to count it. You can probably figure it out for yourself. But this time it's not quite so straightforward. Sometimes your left hand is playing in a gap between the notes that your right hand is playing, including at the very beginning when you go left, right, like this. As you can see, sometimes playing together, sometimes playing a little bit apart. I'll go through it very quickly. So we've got the start, we go left, right, right. And when I get to the note B flat with finger 5, that's when I play the note B down here on the left. And here I've got, as I do those 2 B flats again, it goes right, left, like that. And I've got, so I've got my 3 G flats, and as I hit F, I've got my finger 3 playing D flat. And again, left goes before the right when you repeat the phrase. Again, I've got B left hand, B flat right hand, left thumb on its own. So I've got finger 1, 1, 2 here, my right hand. And immediately after, I've got my finger 3 playing D flat. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 4th one. That's when my left hand hits E flat. So finally, I'm going to show you the full version of the introduction. Slightly more challenging, but you might feel up to it. So this is how it goes. So what we're now doing with the left hand, we're playing what's called broken chords. So a chord, as you possibly know, is when it's a group of notes played all together at the same time. Broken chord, you probably figured it out, it's a bunch of notes that are played separately. So In this case, we're playing groups of 3 notes. That's called a triad. And it's always in the same pattern. So I have my 3 notes. It goes left, right, middle, right. And for each chord shape, you do that pattern twice. So the first one, the lowest note, the note you play with finger 5, is the same as the notes we were playing in the previous version. So we've got E flat, thumb is on B flat, finger 3 is on G flat. So that's my first shape. Then to get to the next one, I'm stretching down to a B with my finger 5. Thumb is dropping down to G flat, finger 3 will play E flat. Now the next change is a little bit tricky because you've got to get from this position to this position. You've just played a G flat with your thumb. The next thing you've got to do is play G flat again, but this time with finger 5. So you've got to move pretty quickly. So my advice is don't try to get all your fingers in place before you play. Get that finger 5, and then as soon as you can, get your other fingers in place. So our notes for this chord are finger 5's on G flat, I've got D flat with my thumb, B flat with my finger 3, and finally I've got a C sharp with this, I've got a D flat with this thumb. I'm stretching down. It's also sometimes known as C sharp. That's why I called it that, but we're using flats in this version. I stretch down all the way to the next D flat. And my final shape has got my thumb on A flat, my finger 3 on F. So let's just put all that together again. And that is faded. Okay, hope you enjoy that. See you all soon.